for vintage handbag collectors out there like me, this one is a must. Okay, so I really don't know the exact material on this one, but I've done my homework, I've done my research, that is. And this is from Caden, USA, and they actually started producing handbags since 1927 up to the 1960s. And I think this particular type of handbag, I think this is like tapestry. It's not embroidery. I'm not really sure. It's tapestry with brass metal feet, and the pipings are actually made of leather, and yeah, so is the um, um, back of the strap. So yeah, it's like a brass and gold tone hardware, and I believe this tapestry handbag was made in the 1960s. So okay, so I got this from this vintage shop at Fort Lauderdale, and I'm not really sure if I'm gonna use this one, but I might give it a go. Okay, so this is a very unique handbag, and you can just see that it is vintage. Okay, so it has a front open pocket, and the back is just plain. When I bought this was absolutely in mint condition, but because it had a powdery kind of smell, and I'm allergic sometimes to those kind of smells, so what I did was I actually laundered this, and as usual, because of my OCD with my handbags, I ruined it. Okay, so I might have to bring it to the cleaners out there, because they do alterations as well. So I was too rough on this one because I was brushing it with soap and a toothbrush, and I dried it for a long time, and yeah, so look, it now has holes because of that, so I may have to ask them to have it sewn back in. Okay, so this is the interior of the bag. It has one zipped compartment. Okay, so any top zipped middle compartment would be likened to the top zip Saffiano handbag. So I mean, in the bags of today, so because they made that very popular. Okay, so it has pockets. I think it's just one long pocket, yeah. And so old, it's very hard to open it. And yeah, here it is. Okay, so maybe next time I will not be too rough on these handbags, because you see, these are very old handbags, and they should be you know, they are very delicate. So next time I should know better. It was just a plain powdery kind of smell, like, you know, that of an old woman. It always reminds me of my Lola, my grandma. She has that Johnson's powder smell, and yeah, all the time. So I just didn't like it, because sometimes I get sneezy and all that, allergic, so I had to wash it and bathe it, and therefore I ruined a perfectly good vintage bag again. But I may have to restore this, and it is such a beautiful handbag. You know, the pattern is like flowery pattern, and yeah, things like that. What do I know? I don't sew, and I couldn't even make a single crochet stitch. The first, I think they call it the G-clef, or whatever kind of stitch that is, for the first step to learning how to crochet, is to make that kind of knot, and I couldn't even do it. And embroidery, I wasn't good in embroidery either, so I just I just failed those home economics subjects when I was in elementary, and I was just not that kind of person who could crochet, who could knit and embroider and things like that. So okay, so but I do appreciate those in needlework right now and handwork. So that's all I can do since I can't do any of those stuff. All I can do is collect and admire other people's arts and crafts. Okay, so yeah, so there you go. But I just have another one. I think this is an embroidered as usual, nothing new to me now. I got this from an estate sale in Sarasota, but it was perfectly okay. But then when I came home, I laundered it and then I dried it near the swimming pool at Aunt Lisa's house, and therefore the sides ripped. But I wanted to give this away, but it's just that I don't have this kind of style yet, and this is such a nice handbag. And yeah, so this is a very, 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 very old handbag. So I wish there is just this spray that would sanitize the entire thing, like the Clorox spray, but I don't want to ruin beautiful handbags. But as I've said, I've already ruined a lot. But anyway, so there you go. These are my two similar style of vintage handbags. Okay, so there you go. Bye.